Hello, and welcome to Spoiler Alert, where I tell you how something was that isn't yet. This week, we're taking a look at Digimon Adventure Tri, the long-awaited threequel to my childhood. Well, when I say my childhood, I mean, it's not as though I wore goggles on my head everywhere for a year, or have a Helga from Hey Arnold-esque shrine to Digimon in my apartment. I mean, that would just be crazy. Okay, maybe it's a little bit shiny, but as a kid growing up, Digimon was awesome. It was probably the first show I ever saw where characters had actual character development over the course of a season, where death was an imminent threat that occasionally happened, and where the creatures communicated on a level beyond just informing you of their name. So now, after seeing our heroes take on satanic monsters, vampires with dreams of world domination, viruses bent on nuking them back to the Stone Age, we finally watched the Digidestined handle their greatest foe yet: high school. You know, I knew Disney owned Digimon for a time, but I didn't know the Disneyfication had advanced this far. If they'd had their gloved mouse hands on it any longer, I suspect we'd be having a musical of some sort in this high school. But okay, older Digidestined, I mean, I can handle it. They aged the Digidestined when O2 came out, and everyone liked O2, right? Nothing wrong with O2.
So, Sora, are you going to the concert with anybody?
I want to be available in case Matt is free afterwards.
But enough repressed childhood trauma. Let's see what everyone's been up to. Tai has aged gracefully, and luckily for him, the rest of his body has finally caught up to the size of his hair. Kari has also been cured of the mysterious ailment that she suffered from that affects millions of young fragile anime girls every year. As a reminder, a cure is out there, and they need your support. Matt has been busy making the transition from being a music lover to an astronaut, because apparently that is a thing he's going to do, and both TK and Sora have been letting their heads recuperate from the massive case of hat hair they've had low these many long years. You can only watch Tai throw up in so many hats before you become wary of them. Izzy, being the adopted tech genius with a fruit-themed computer that he is slowly morphing into Steve Jobs. And Mimi has finally realized that her cowgirl outfit is in reality a highly offensive product of cultural appropriation, and has mended the error of her ways. Her racist ways. And finally, Joe, the oldest Digidestined, is dealing with getting into college, which is hard of course, but as he keeps telling himself, it can't be worse than Myotismon. And he's right, it's not. His student loan debt, on the other hand, is another story. And through the years, their Digimon partners have stuck by their human companions, caring for them even though they are deeply confused why they are gradually changing over time, rather than spinning around a few times and sprouting some horns. Oh, if only puberty had been that easy. So the plot. The movie opens with a narrator reciting bits of Gnostic and Platonic philosophy, because Digimon, digital monsters, is some deep shit, before we witness a dark figure wiping the floor with the O2 Digidestined in a scene that would make me a lot more worried if the O2 epilogue hadn't already revealed to us that all the children lead healthy, long lives in which none of my OTPs ever get together. I'm not mad. That dark figure, by the way, is Alphamon, previously the hero of Digimon X Evolution and rival to Omegamon for obscure alphabetical reasons. Yes, Alpha and Omega are destined to clash, because realistically, Betamon and Deltamon are wimps. Yeah, who knew Digimon had enough Greek letters to start a fraternity? And speaking of mysterious dark figures, meet Meiko Mochizuki, a new character for Digimon Adventure Tri and the subject of much speculation. Some have guessed she might be a new love interest for Tai, because as I continue to make painfully obvious, he currently doesn't have one. In a shocking plot twist, however, it turns out she is a clever disguise for Dagomon, Lord of the Dark Ocean, an untied plot thread from Season 2, meaning she spends the rest of the movies doing what she is best at: standing in the background and not touching the main plot. But I know what you're wondering. Is this movie any good? Well, I think we as a fandom need to accept that nothing will ever again be as good as our war game, but we at least know from that movie that the Digidestined will always have a backup plan, someone they can call with weapons so powerful even their worst enemies could never hope to overcome them. No, I'm not talking about Omnimon. I speak of course of Tai's mother and the horror that is her cooking. So that's it for this week's Spoiler Alert. Please join us for our next capital episode as we investigate Mockingjay Part 2. And until then, leave me comments down below telling me what else you'd like reviewed in advance. Until then, don't say I didn't warn you.